In this video, you will learn to configure a DMZ network to protect a public web server from unauthorized access. A DMZ network is a secure network connected to the FortiGate that only grants access if it has been explicitly allowed. In this example, the DMZ network will allow access to a web server using different addresses for internal and external users, while preventing access to the internal network if the web server is compromised. Go to System Network Interfaces and then edit the DMZ interface settings. If your FortiGate doesn't have a DMZ interface, you may use another interface as long as it's used exclusively for protecting servers. For enhanced security, disable all administrative access options and disable DHCP. Next, go to Policy and Objects, Objects, Virtual IPs to create two virtual IPs, one for HTTP access and one for HTTPS access. Each virtual IP has the same address, mapping from the public-facing interface to the DMZ interface. Set this virtual IP to port 80 for HTTP, and then create another virtual IP. Use all the same settings as before, but set this virtual IP to port 443. Create a new virtual IP group and add the two virtual IPs. Then go to Policy and Objects, Policy, IPv4, and create two new policies. First, create a policy to only allow HTTP and HTTPS traffic from the Internet to access the DMZ web server. Set the incoming interface to the Internet-facing interface, and the outgoing interface to the DMZ server. Set the destination address to the virtual IP group created in the last step, and set the service to HTTP and HTTPS. Log all traffic sessions for testing purposes. Next, create a policy to allow traffic to and from the internal network to also access the web server. Set the incoming interface to the internal interface, and set the outgoing interface to the DMZ web server. Set destination address to all, and set service to all as well. Also, remember to log all traffic sessions for testing purposes. With these policies in place, internal and external users can access the web server using the virtual IPs, secured by the FortiGate but isolated from your internal network. Verify that a remote user can access the web server using its URL. Also, make sure that a user on the internal network can access the web server using its IP address. Next, go to Log and Report, Traffic Log, Forward Traffic. You should see sessions from the internal network and from the Internet accessing the web server on its DMZ network. If a remote user tries to generate other types of traffic, like FTP traffic, it should be denied. Go to Log and Report, Traffic Log, Local Traffic, and verify that other types of traffic are blocked. Thank you for watching. If you need further details, you can visit docs.fortinet.com to access our complete documentation library. Also, check out our new cookbook site at cookbook.fortinet.com for more video tutorials.